Hello and welcome to the new episode of Random Podcast Tech. My name is Vince and today's episode is about Annprincess. She is a Norwegian singer and she participated at Melody Grand Prix 2024. So we talked a lot about Melody Grand Prix and of course about her musician career and about her steps and what she does within music. So if you are interested, just go and listen to that podcast. And if you wanna support me, you can do it on YouTube, on Spotify, on Facebook, on Instagram, and or in TikTok. So have fun. Hello everyone and welcome to my live stream. And oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm here.
And today's guest is Annprincess. Hello again, Annprincess.
Hello.
And once again, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
And how are you? How do you feel?
I'm good. It's been busy after MGP. I've been planning some new releases and creating some content. So it's been crazy.
Start with the beginning. How is your musician career started?
How did it start?
Yes.
My career, well, it started after I studied psychology. So after I was done in 2018, I started releasing music. And I actually thought that I would be famous, within 2020 and 2019, but that didn't happen. So, yeah. So I've been hustling and I've been being independent since 2019.
And why did you choose singing instead of playing on an instrument, for example?
I think growing up in Africa and growing up as a kid, I don't think that we had, we didn't have money for instruments. And then we didn't have money for lessons, so that wasn't really an option.
Oh, and why did you choose to move to Norway?
I think that when we lived in Nigeria, my mom, she got asked by FN if she wanted to move to the US or Sweden or Norway. And my mom actually wanted to move to the US because the United States was a country that she heard of. But then someone told her that Norway would probably be better for a single mother, so she chose Norway.
And what was growing up in Norway?
How was growing up in Norway?
Or just living there?
It was different. It was much more different than Africa. I mean, you grow up in a place where no one speaks your language and no one looks like you and the food isn't the same. So it was a tough, childhood, but yeah, some people are
And
commenting.
and is the Norwegian language hard?
Not for me, but it would probably be for a lot of people. I know that a lot of people struggle with Norwegian because it has like different movements to the words. Hi, Michaela. I love you too. Yeah, so no, Norwegian is it's much more easier than Chinese.
I think so. And you said you studied psychology. Why did you choose psychology?
I chose psychology because people are crazy. People like the I mean, there's so many crazy people out there, and it's interesting. It has always been interesting for me to like figure out why they do what they do and why they act the way they act. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to study psychology because people's behavior is very interesting.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Yeah, with some crazy pictures. Yeah, I agree, Katja.
And and what do you think? What was the first I don't know, the first big moment in your musician career, which was classical first big step?
I I mean, I have to say MGP. I mean, that has to be like the biggest thing ever. That was like a crazy experience. I mean, I sang in front of 10,000 people. That was insane. So to just get there was an incredible journey. So I'm extremely proud of that.
And have you applied to MGP earlier?
Yeah, I actually applied last year. Um, but I'm glad that they didn't take me because, you know, Alessandra, she was the perfect winner.
Totally
Yeah.
agree with you. And you got a question from a viewer. How did your MGP appearance change your career? Is there a Norwegian tour on the schedule?
Hold up, hold up. It changed like my perspective because it first introduced me to like the international audience. And it made me love life, and it made me love like just celebrating life. So my upcoming album is MGP Eurovision inspired to just celebrate yourself and celebrate life. No matter what happens to you, you can always find, you know, moments to be happy, and that's what I want to sing about now. And I'm building my portfolio so that I can do a tour.
That's a great idea. And I guess you knew MGP earlier. And is it an inspiring show to you? I think of the earlier years, for example.
If it's an inspiring show,
Yes, yes.
it's an incredible show because it gives, you know, artists that is unknown like myself, it gives us a platform to showcase our art. And it, you know, it connects all these countries together, and it just celebrates love and it celebrates music. And especially the MGP experience for me, I mean, everybody was treated the same. So it doesn't matter if you are big or a small artist. I mean, everyone got to, yeah, we got to do exactly what we wanted to do as an artist. And the production behind MGP was fantastic. And yeah, so it has been an incredible journey and an inspiring journey.
You got another question. What's your favorite cover artist of your songs?
She's probably asking because she did a cover of my song. So it would probably be the song that she did. Um she did Alone, and it was incredible. That's the first time anyone has ever covered my song. Thank you, Mike.
And and you got another question, but about the MGP. Let's start with the beginning. For example, when you start writing Save Me, how was the idea created, or what did you do within the song? Tell me a little bit about it.
It's really not that exciting because I got the beat from from my producer, and then I just started writing the song. Um, and it just came like it came so naturally to me. Yeah, music to me is really easy. I just feel what I feel, and then I write it, and then it becomes a song.
And
Revi-
and did you wanna write Save Me to MGP, or you just wrote a song and you just applied because why not, and it worked?
Yes, exactly. So I didn't write the song specifically for MGP. I think that if I wrote the song specifically for MGP, I would have done a lot of things different. So I just wrote a normal song, and I just submit it to MGP, and they accepted it.
And you got another question. Do you feel like running order in the finals played a role in your result?
Do I feel like you're running order? Yeah, because I was number two after Kaino. Um, at the beginning, we didn't really think that it would matter because our show, our number was so different. So we actually thought that it was a positive thing that we came after Kaino because then it would people would see how different it was. But maybe it was a negative thing as well because then maybe people got bored. I don't know. Maybe. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I got to stand on that stage and I got to perform and we nailed every performance and we did what we could and Norway just wanted something different. Yeah, they said that yeah, kind of singing the same lyrics as me didn't play in my favor. The funny thing
Uh,
about that was I was joking that when I was on stage, I would forget my own lyrics because Alessandra is singing the same thing.
yes.
Yeah.
And during the MGP, did you make some friendships?
Yes, I made friendship with all of them. They are incredible artists and they are incredible people. And yeah, it felt like, we were just on tour with our friends. And that was like the sad part when everything ended. Our like relationships kind of ended. So that was really, really sad because it was so much fun being a part of something, yeah, with them. Annprincess for Stjernekamp. We have another competition here in Norway called the Star. I don't even know how to say it in English, but it's another competition, and they're telling me to enter for that.
And
It,
will you?
maybe. I'm done with TV for now, and then we'll see.
And outside of your music, which song was your favorite within MGP?
I got this song. I got this question before, and the thing is, I didn't really have a favorite because all of the songs were so unique. Everyone had a story to tell, and that's why I thought that everyone had a chance to win. So I don't really have a favorite. I would say all of them was my favorite.
And what
But I will say that Kaino song is like stuck in my head. So yeah.
what could you experience during that MGP?
What I could have experienced,
Yes, what could you learn or what did you bring home
what I
of
learned.
MGP?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I learned was in the finals, unfortunately, um, I mean, it mattered then, but it doesn't really matter now. But unfortunately, I got the lowest points. And I got, the ninth place. And it broke my heart because not only me, but also my dancers, we really worked hard on that number. So I wanted to see them win as well, or at least, get higher points. But what I've learned is it doesn't matter what happens to you that's negative. You can always turn it around and choose to be positive and choose to keep going and choose to, continue what you love doing. So yeah, and yeah, it's because of the running order. But yeah, so it doesn't matter that I got last place. I learned that I have to keep making music, and I have a lot of people out there who wants to hear my music. So I just have to focus on them and keep making music.
And what do you think about the winner song?
I think that I mean, it's a really Eurovision staged song. It's like just like Alessandra's song last year. It's like really Eurovision. The staging, the song is you really do feel like you're listening to a Eurovision song. So yeah, they deserve to win. Everyone would have deserved to win. So
And what do you think what could be the secret behind the MGP? Because this is a really famous and a really big show, not just in Norway, all around
hmm
Europe.
what's
So
the secret?
so yes, what what do you think? What could be the
To
secret?
winning?
Not winning, just just about the show. So what is the secret behind of that people really like MGP, and people are talking about it a lot because it has fame, and it's a really successful show.
Yeah, so why people like it?
Yes, yes.
It's like you don't have anything like it. You know, Eurovision and MGP is like you don't have anything like Eurovision. It's Europeans' largest music competition that literally brings so many countries together and they unite through music and through love. And it doesn't matter what's happening in the world, you know, people are sharing their experience of positivity and love and music, and they're connecting, and you don't have anything like that. So I mean, that's why it's so popular, and that's why it's so huge, because it's one of the largest stage in the world.
Yes, totally agree with you. And you got another question. Who is your inspiration on a music level and in general?
um I have to say, I mean, Celine Dion and Beyonce is my inspiration in music. I would say Beyonce because she has the work ethic of a god. Like she works, she works, she works. So every time I feel tired, every time I want to quit, I just remember what would Beyonce do. And in general, my inspiration, which is a cliche, but my mom is my inspiration. She's the reason why I don't give up. She's the reason why I keep going, because I just want to provide like a better life for her. She's been through so much and I just want her to rest. And I want her to not worry about anything. So yeah.
That was so cute. You got another question. What goes through your mind when you are singing a song like Save Me with the setup at MGP?
What goes through my mind, like I have to go back on stage. What went through my mind, we've performed that song so many times, but there was one performance where we really felt like, oh my God, this was the best performance. And what went through my mind was I put myself back in the time of high school where the dancers, they illustrate the bullies, or my friends that, you know, didn't really like me. Um, and I had to put myself back in that position. And what what went through my mind was, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. They don't like me. I don't fit in. I don't look like them. I just want to be liked by you. But then s- there's a place in the song where I feel empowered. At the end of the song, I feel empowered, and you see it on my face where at the end of the song, I'm just like, you know what? Forget you. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't want to be with me. You know, I'm my own friend, and yeah, when I take off this, it's such a powerful moment when I take off like the blindfold, because I just feel empowered. I don't even know if I'm answering your question, Kiki, but yeah, I felt empowered.
And in the future, will you apply to MGP again?
They should ask me. Yes, I will definitely apply to MGP again. It was such a fun experience, and everybody was so great. Everybody was so positive. Everybody was cheering us on. So it's something that I would definitely want to do again, maybe in 2 years, maybe even next year, maybe, maybe.
And what could you tell about your music? What's the unique or the uniqueness within your songs?
Um, well, what's unique with my song, but what I would say is that my songs, it talks about experiences that people go through, the negative and the good feelings that we all go through, and it's a power anthem to just make sure that you know that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. And yeah, so you can be sad and you can feel lonely, but know that, there's a lot of people out there who feel the same, and you're not doing life alone. And my upcoming album is about just being happy with what you have and celebrating yourself and celebrating, yeah, the small things in life. So I'm really looking forward to releasing those songs.
And in that album, all your songs were written in English, or will you have Norwegian songs too?
No, it's all in English.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, so am I. I'm so happy to be releasing this album. Like it's going to be a party anthem. I'm really, really happy that I'm releasing it.
You got what can we expect from you in the future?
More music, more positivity, more. When will it be released? It will my first single is coming out 15th of March. But yeah, so what you can expect is more music, more storytelling, because I love to tell stories, and I'm going to take all of you on such amazing journeys. We're going to laugh and we're going to cry and it's going to be a fun ride. Like just wait. And hopefully all song or stand up.
And within writing a song, what do you do usually? So you write the lyrics, or you help with the instrumentation. So what do you do?
What I do is I work with my producer, so I get like I have so many songs on my phone, just melodies. So I send one melody to my producer, and then he listens to the melody, and then he just creates a beat, and then he sends that back, and then I start writing the lyrics, and then boom, boom, bam, we've made a song. So yeah, the process is really, really easy.
And tell me the secret. How could you create melodies?
I mean, it could come from anything. You can literally just be anywhere on the bus and just be jamming to yourself, just like I mean, that's a melody. Um, yeah. And when you study music, you kind of figure out like how to do things and better ways to do them. So you learn, but melodies is everywhere, just none, and then you have a melody.
And what is being a musician in Norway? So you have lots of advantages, or what do you experience about the, I don't know, studying music in Norway, or just simply being a musician in Norway?
I think being an independent musician in general is super, super hard. The Norwegian music industry isn't that big, so it's kind of easier than, let's say, USA, but it's still really, really hard because there's so much music out there. There's so many musicians, and everybody is trying to get heard and get seen. So it's hard to be an independent artist in Norway. um and I feel like you have to have contacts in order to, like, yeah, get chances, but just use social media to your advantage and don't stop, and eventually something's gonna happen. So that's my plan.
So would you like to collaborate with other artists from other countries?
First, I would like to, like, I'm already collaborating with Matthias. That's my producer. That's the producer who produced the remix. I think he's watching right now. So he's from Denmark. But in Norway, I would love to collab with Mia. She was also on MGP, and I just love her. I mean, she's crazy good, and yeah, Agneta Saba. I mean, just send all these artists my way. Gosh, Daniel. Ah, I love these people. I mean, this is why, like, the ninth place in MGP doesn't matter, because people are still here. They're still cheering me on. They're still showing up. And yeah, so I'm just filled with so much joy. I mean, thank you.
And what is being an independent artist? So in the future, would you like to work with a music label, or would you like to be an independent artist in the future?
In the future, I would like to work with a label, because I feel like they have resources that I don't have, and they can help, an artist expand even more than I can do by myself. But in the beginning, I would like to figure out and navigate the music industry by myself so that, when I do work with a label, I have better cards.
And what are the most the hardest I don't know, steps or points at the start of an independent career?
It's getting seen, it's getting heard, it's getting your music seen. It's really, really difficult. Um, Thank you, Thomas. The hardest thing for an independent artist is like you have your circle, you have people, you have friends and family who will listen to your music, but the hardest part is going beyond that and going above that. Because there's so many people trying to be an artist, trying to get seen. So yeah, that's the hardest part to get noticed.
And what do you think is making a bigger society hard to you, or it's an easy one?
Well, what did you ask?
So is making or building a society uh, is hard for you, or could you make it in an easy way?
Do you mean like building my community on the
Yes,
social media?
yes, yes,
If it's hard or if it's
yes,
easy? Um,
yes.
I mean, it takes like 2 years ago, I started with, I don't know, 100 followers on Instagram. And I remember like it took me 2 months to get 100 followers because I was literally asking all my friends and everyone that I know to just follow me. And now I have 1006. So it takes time, but the followers is not the main focus. You shouldn't really focus on numbers. You should focus on Fred. Hello, Fred. You should focus on quality. You should focus on the people that you already have, and other people will come eventually, but you should really focus on the content and taking care of the followers that you have. I think that if you continuously try to get followers and followers, it's not going to be personal, and a community should be personal. You should actually care about the people that are following you.
And how should we imagine your weekly timetable? So, for example, in a day, how many hours do you spend with music, for example?
I mean, I can spend 20 hours on music. Being an independent artist, it's really hard for you to stop, or it's hard for you to know when to stop. So, in a like today I spent 8 hours on music. But it's
Wow.
fun. It's fun. So yeah. I'm not complaining yet. Thank you. I deserve much more recognition. Thank you. It will come. It will come. Yeah, I think it will come. Hard work does pay off. So I'm just going to continue working hard.
And I have a final question. What could you suggest to the beginner singers, musicians, bands?
Well, advice?
Yes, yes. What are your advices?
There's so much to say. But I would say that it's a really, really tough industry. Um, it's really hard to be an independent artist and trying to, get heard. But I would say that treat your music career as a business. Um, care about your music, care about the quality, and yeah, make a plan for what you want to achieve with your music, and then make action points for how to achieve those things.
Thank you for your advice, and thank you, Annprincess, for joining.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to all the beautiful people who commented and asked questions. Thank you.
Of course, thank you too, and I wish you a really, really good musician career, and I really hope that you will have a lots of success.
Thank you. Hi, Andrea. Thank you. What an amazing life. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for joining, and have a nice evening, everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye.